Oh my goodness. I am back. Am I? Oh yes, I am back. How are you doing? It's been, I don't know how many ages it has been, but I'm glad to be back. How have you been? It's been a long time since my last podcast, and it seems like, since my identity with Nancy Chamaka is on pause. Yes, we'll be on pause, but right now we are back. Okay, I'm so excited. Welcome to another special edition of My Life, My Identity with Nancy Chamaka, aka Dr. Strange, aka Strange, aka Goddess of Photography. I'm always reminding you, I will always keep reminding you of that Goddess of Photography. Okay, from my last podcast, I said I was going to have a special guest, and somebody came to dinner with me today, lunch, and however, whatever meal you've had today, all of them together. Obviously, I'm so excited to have her. She's an amazing friend. She's a colleague. She is my world best scriptwriter. I so much admire her energy, how much she inspires me, her creativity, her dedication. Even when everything is against her, she still pushes through. And that's why I tell you that the kind of people you have around you will definitely influence you one way or the other. So I'm so happy having her in my life, obviously. Yes. Hope you have somebody you can feel, you can say something about like this, because I'm so proud of her. She is my girl. She's amazing. So, yes. Do you want to hear her name? Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to introduce her soon, very soon. Okay, briefly, remember our last episode, I was talking about depression, what role friends play sometimes even when you don't need them. It seems like nobody understands what you're going through and all of that, but somehow the role they play is amazing, because sometimes you don't see it coming, and I take it as something really special. It is a gift, to be honest, because for God to make you have friends who on a normal, you don't call them to tell them about your problem. They just call to check up on you, to know how you're doing. And if your voice is sounding somehow, they go ahead to ask you, come on, Nancy, share up. Tell me, what is that? Even when you say, we are used to the word, I'm fine, I'm okay. I'm obviously used to that word. But sometimes it takes somebody who sees beyond you to keep asking, to actually get to know that something is wrong somewhere. And sometimes we want to hide our problems, our insufficiency, and all of those life challenges we go through. But somehow our friends get to find out about them, and one way or the other contributes to making our life better, or helping us get out of that bad mood. It's actually a bad mood. Yeah. So welcome once again, My Life, My Identity with Nancy Chamaka. And yes, let me break the kola nuts right now with my special guest in the house. You're going to hear her voice, and trust me, I know Sabi speak English. She go break your head with English right now. That's pidgin, because I'm from Nigeria. Proud Igbo girl, that kind of thing. So, I have with me here Vivian Odinakachi Nicholas, aka the Muse, the finger that types all scripts in the Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood. Welcome.
Oh my goodness, with the way you get with the intro, I am surprised I'm still talking because my head is about to explode. Hi guys, I'm elated to be here. She's amazing. Oh my goodness, the best photographer that I know, baddest in the game, Goddess of photography. So it's a pleasure being here. I absolutely cannot tell you how much of an honor it is, because the truth is, the topic is quite a sensitive one. I'm sure we're going to get into it in a bit.
Definitely.
It's a sensitive one. It's something that affects majority of the world's population, and it's something that I'm glad you're talking about, because at the end of the day, we have to keep talking about it. The talk is not enough, but we talk and do the work. So again, I'm glad chilling with you guys. I'm excited to be part of the family. So here I am.
AKA the Muse.
AKA the Muse. Actually, the thing with my name is it gets a little bit confusing sometimes. Like I actually quite get confused.
Please, can you help me understand that name? I'm yet to actually understand.
I apart from these, nickname the Muse, the thing is, I do not actually have a middle name. I have 2 family names and 1 name. So my name is Odinakachi. That's Jige. My daddy's name, Nicholas. And my family surname, Wongo.
Okay.
So Odinakachi Nicholas Wongo. So Vivian, it's my name informally. Jige. So, my what do I call it now? My professional name is Odinakachi Wongo. So that's just it. But a lot of my friends call me the Muse, and the others call me Vivian. So
I think I love the Muse. It's I love being a muse sometimes. Right? I don't know if it's that what you mean.
Exactly.
You get that. I can totally guess you're feeling the way I'm feeling right now, because I am overly excited having this beautiful soul with me here. And to be honest, I apologize for this long pause, because she's really a busy person. I've been trying. Funny enough, she just flew into Nigeria 3 days ago, because me, I respect her a lot, because she don't fly with the witchcraft. You know what I mean, crafts. But that's totally fine. We can, deal with it.
Oh yeah,
definitely, sure, exactly. So let's go down to the topic. It's not something we can overly talk everything about depression today.
Definitely.
Trust me, so definitely we will talk the little we can.
Doing a quota.
Exactly, because it's a elaborate topic and people go through this all the time and nobody seems to understand it, and it kills a lot of people. Trust me, personally I've experienced it. So I want to ask you, have you ever been depressed, to be honest?
Have I ever been depressed? The truth is, answering honestly, I would say yes. And that was when I was much younger. After my daddy died, so I lost my dad quite early, and I was a daddy's girl. So my dad passed, and I just could not understand life, without this person who has been a father figure or a friend, who has been a present husband to my mom. It was just a lot to process. And what's actually tricky about what happened is the fact that it felt like I hoarded the pain. When my dad passed, I did not grieve instantly like most people do.
Yeah.
So it was almost like I was incapable of grieving. And then I carried that pain into years. I remember being in uni and always being sad.
Yeah.
The truth is, on the outside, I felt happy. People thought I was a happy person because I was always chit-chatting with people, talking with friends. I've never been the going out type, But yeah, I was always representing the school in competitions and all of that. But then I would always look for an excuse to lock myself up in my room and cry. I listen to sad songs and I cry. I read sad stories and I cry. And I do this deliberately. It's not like you stumble upon something and then you read it and you cry. It's just, it took a lot for me to realize that I was actually having an unhealthy relationship with pain. Wow. Like I was getting comfortable with pain, and it was a circle that I needed to break, which eventually happened. And by the way, I used to be suicidal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to be really suicidal.
See, this is the reason why we need to talk about depression, because it could lead into things we cannot imagine. Trust me, it is is really detrimental to our health. Okay, yeah, that was I didn't know this. Thanks for sharing that. It's all good. How did you come out of it, actually? Because, we want to talk about depression. We still want to talk about how we were able to come out, because definitely some people do survive it, while some don't. But I believe you did, and that was why I was able to meet you,
Yeah, I did. Like, most of my teenagers, I was really, really suicidal. Like, I think the only thing that kept me away from actually doing it, because I can't actually remember attempting it, but I always had the thought. And then I remember my mom and my siblings, and I didn't want to be this selfish person, Even I wanted to die, but I wanted to be remembered a certain way. Do you get?
That's deep.
Yeah. And then I also thought about the pain I would be causing those who would, be left behind. And I just decided to just power through life, But then when I got into uni and then started, going for lectures and whatnot, I think around my final year in school, like I said, I discovered that I'm always looking for reasons, excuses to be unhappy. Like, I was craving sadness.
Wow.
So one thing that really helped me, to answer your question, is being more self-aware. You can't solve a problem you don't know about.
Exactly.
So the key thing is knowing that, I'm depressed, or I have. It can be a lot of things. I was having panic attacks.
Wow.
Yeah, I was socially awkward. I think I still am a little bit. Yeah, I had social anxiety. I became apprehensive. Like, I would literally jump up from my sleep for no reason at all. Yeah. Wow. It was that bad. But then being more self-aware, recognizing that, there is a problem. You're yet to get over your daddy's death, and you should get over it because he's gone and you're here and you need to survive. If you still have breath in your lungs, you actually need to stop just existing but living. So I decided first thing I did was to put a check on the kind of songs I was listening to. Exactly. So I made some changes, started listening to happier songs. Wow. I just mostly started looking at the bright side of life. Do you get?
To get motivation.
Thank you. And then I threw myself into my art. Like, I write. I was writing more poetry. I was trying to write happier poetry, happier poems. And then I became closer to my mom. When my dad was alive, I was closer to my dad.
Yeah.
And after my dad passed, it felt like there was a disconnection between I and my mom. I mean, we were cool, but then that's just all it was. But then I became closer to my mom, and she became like my best friend. So that also helped me to like get over the death of the other parent. Yeah. I got closer to my siblings, and like I'm one of those people that would say something like, "Oh, family is everything."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think getting closer to my family really did a lot for my mental health. And again, I discovered God for myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate point. Trust me.
Exactly. I'm a Christian, a proud one. But firstly, I was a Christian not by choice. I mean, I was born into a Christian home,
exactly.
The norm, for most of us here in the east, of Nigeria. So I was born into a Christian home, so I wasn't Christian by choice. It was just a thing I grew up knowing. And somewhere along the line in uni, I remember one year I didn't go to church for a whole year.
Okay.
Yeah, there was that disconnect, like. I don't think I was even praying or anything. I was angry at some point at God.
Wow.
I was like, why would you take my dad? That anger.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions. And when I started thinking more, I don't know, when I became more intentional about my life and more self-aware and started thinking deeply about my life, I realized that everything actually happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And you might want to ask, what's the reason? Like, why did your dad die? But the truth is, sometimes you can't see the reason, but there is a reason.
There is always.
Yes. So I discovered God for myself, and I attached myself to something bigger than I am. So the thing is, if you're dealing with depression, usually the thing is you're struggling with yourself, you're struggling with your emotions and all. If you attach to something bigger, way bigger than you, it becomes like an anchor.
Yeah.
Do you get? So it holds you even when you're, sort of drowning. That's for me though. I mean, you should seek medical help if you can afford it. The thing is, therapy is expensive.
Oh.
Yeah, very. So if you can...
Even few people even know that therapy exists or could help you get out of depression.
Yes.
Or possibly sharing what is depressing you. Sharing exactly what you're worried about could go a long way to help. But, I think we don't really practice that a lot because one, we're afraid of being judged. We're afraid of somebody telling another person about your story or about whatever that's gone wrong.
Yeah.
All of those things.
Exactly.
These are a lot of factors that could, linger.
Exactly.
So that's, oh my God, I'm so happy. And I know you guys are picking a lot on this topic, and it's something so dear to me. I really want to delve into more and more because I believe I'm a young girl, and I believe a lot of young people are going through a lot of depression. One thing or the other, they can't talk about it because one, you're feeling like you're gonna be judged. You're feeling like a lot of things is involved here. But knowing that you can always share whatever it is with people you could trust, even though there's no 100% trust, but sharing it could go a long way to helping you come out of it. Now, basically, I know, I understand, and know, or I felt the help of friends.
Okay.
The roles of friends in helping you out of depression, no matter what. Like your friends.
Okay.
I don't know if there are best friends or whatever, but friends. True friends, indeed.
Okay.
Because I remember the last time I was depressed, you were one of the persons that reached out to me. And, me as a strong person, things hardly break us, you know what I mean? But all the same, it gets to that point where you yourself, you don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Even the strongest person on earth
has
sometimes gets
point.
weak, that you're confused, you don't know what to do next. So sometimes a friend sharing you up, a friend asking more deeper questions than usual could go a long way, just to get you out. Because sometimes when we are in that stage of depression, I don't know what stage it is, because the expertise in this, there are stages of depression, I guess. So when we're in a certain stage of depression, we don't see light anywhere. We see darkness, obviously, and that's where suicidal thought could come in, or you taking up the worst thing should happen, you giving up entirely. So did any friend, did you have anyone reach out to you, like play the part in you outside your family? Now I'm talking about friends right now. Family are amazing. I cannot overemphasize that. So friends, did your friends have played any role in helping you? Because that's where I'm really interested in.
The thing is, how do I put it? The thing is, depression shows up in different ways. For some people, it's a reclusive thing. You sort of fold into yourself, and you become more reserved than you normally will be. Yes, and then you don't talk as much to your friends as you would talk. That's the thing. But for some others, it's actually a very vivacious facade, and then a very reserved or withdrawn personality on the inside. Like you're happy on the outside, but you're very unhappy on the inside. And if that's the case, it's very difficult for your friends to dictate that there is something deeper going on with you.
Exactly.
My problem then still is that I'm working on it, by the way. My problem is that I find it I do not like pity parties. Do you get? I do not want to be the center of your pity. I don't want to be at the receiving end of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I get you empathizing, but not a lot of people know how to empathize. It's either people are insensitive or they are pitying you, and I don't like that. Do you get? So if you're known to be the strong person, people do not know that no one is one thing and one thing only.
It's true.
There are days when you're strong, there are other days when you're weak, and that's okay. And when people see you as a strong person, it becomes difficult for you to show up as weak.
Exactly.
Do you get? Because
that's the point.
Exactly. So the thing is, I wouldn't say that friends didn't play a role, but I can't say, oh, I was in this stage. It was a continuous thing. This thing was something that ran into years.
Wow.
6-7 years. Do you get? So I always had friends in my life, but I dropped the whole best friend thing in secondary school, junior secondary. So in uni was just, I had people around me, but I was dealing with the stuff I was dealing with inside of me. Like, even family, I kept that away from them. Nobody knew I was suicidal. It was just a case of, oh, you have fun, you smile. I've always been reserved, kind of. So it's very difficult for people to detect you're going through stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah. But friends are unmatched. Like, you can't replace true friends.
Very true.
You know, you can't. So, yeah. I definitely see their role, but in my case, I think God.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Obviously, it was God. Trust me. Because, see, for the depression to linger in 2 years, it must be a tough one.
Yeah.
Trust me. Because losing a loved one is something, I don't think, if you've never lost anyone, I don't think you understand what we're talking about. Trust me. It's not a good place to be, but thank God. We are where we are today.
We don't look like what we've been through.
Oh shit. So it's been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this, special part of you.
Pleasure is all mine. Like, I'm so happy being here.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something in line with the last thing you said. There's this thing between compassion, empathy, and sympathy. In short, I was scanning through my phone and I saw something on a friend's status, and it really, really got at me. Actually, compassion is what we need in the world of today than empathy and sympathy. Empathy will be like, oh, I feel your pain. You understand? But sympathy is like, oh, so sorry. It's okay. But then compassion goes beyond these two things. Compassion will like, oh, I feel your pain. I will do whatever I can to help you out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it really got me thinking, because I think a lot of people have empathy, sympathy, but nobody has gotten to that point of showing compassion. Actually, there's one lady I appreciate so much, Deborah Frock. She was one that really got me into thinking into this aspect of compassion thinking, because I think she was one of the speakers, TEDx speakers here in Nigeria, TEDx Bisala Road, 2019. That was the first time I met her. She came all the way from US to come tell us about. She's the mother of compassion. She told us that when she started, people think, she was crazy, that why are you being too nice? Why are you going out of your way to help people? It's okay to pity people.
Just
like you said, no, come on, you don't have to keep pitying people. How long? It's not going to help anything.
It's not sustainable.
No, it's not. It's rather get things well, because if I share my problem with you and you cannot do anything in your power to help me out, I'm not telling you to solve all my problem, but one way or the other, we could show compassion. We could see compassion work effectively, and the world would definitely be a better place. And trust me, it was amazing listening to her. She blew my mind. I was a photographer, but God, I knew in short, I gained more than the people who attended that TEDx that year, and it was really amazing. So I think we need compassion more right now.
I totally agree.
We do. we do, because the division is becoming outrageous right now. So we need to be together more, show compassion, be willing to help each other work. When someone shares their bad time, hurting feelings, depression, heartbreaks, depending on whatever it is, why don't we try and be compassionate instead of just waving it all out? It's really amazing. It's going to help us to be united and to save a lot of people from emotional breakdown all the time. So yes, I hope you gain a lot in this podcast, and trust me, I am the most excited. Like, I've been waiting all my life for this podcast, and finally it's here. I am so grateful to God for this to happen. It's an amazing time, and I am so happy. So yes, it's a wrap, almost a wrap. So right now we're gonna go because we're too busy bees.
Oh my God, very busy.
Busy bees, and I believe you too.
Oh my God,
you're busy. So just keep doing what you're doing. That little thing you're doing, that hustle, whatever it is you're doing, be positive, think, and just keep trying. No matter the holdback, no matter the struggle, just keep trying. You heard me. Keep trying. And we will come back with another amazing episode on my life, my identity with Nancy Chiamaka. Here we go. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao. See ya.